is Luke, and today we are here with Steven's Garage. Today we are going to be disassembling a 2003 to 2005 CRF 150F. Alrighty, so we got to this point. We went ahead and removed the engine side cover along with the magneto because the magneto actually bolts into the engine side cover. This is a common thing on most dirt bike motors and a lot of motorcycle motors in general. They run off a magneto. How a magneto works is kind of like an alternator. This is a magnet. It spins around the magneto, generates electricity, and this is a pickup right here. On the flywheel, as some people would like to call it, I'm not sure really the specific name for this magneto magnet, but there's a pickup on top right here that runs across this pickup. It's a magnet. It runs across the pickup and tells the cylinder when to fire, when the piston is at top dead cylinder, and when it's on power stroke. And then we went ahead and removed the timing cover up here, and you can see the camshaft overhead cam gear right here ran by the timing chain that is hooked up to the crank. Initially, that's what we had went wrong with this motor, is that the timing chain slipped off of the crank, maybe because the timing chain is stretched, maybe because the guides are faulty, maybe because the tensioner was faulty. Who knows? All I know is that this is an interference motor, so the piston and the valves share the same travel space. So since the timing went out, the valves weren't moving in sync with the piston, so the piston ended up crushing the valves. So we're going to go ahead and put a big bore kit on this. Alrighty, so we went ahead and took the top end off of the CRF 150F. As you can see at the piston, there is some debris like dirt or maybe ring matter. Maybe the piston rings ended up, breaking apart. But usually if your piston rings were to fail, you can see it in the cylinder wall. And if you look right here in the cylinder wall, I don't really see any grooving at all. Usually sometimes you'll see some light scuffs, that's really not a big deal. It's the deep gouges you want to look out for. So this is our intake valve and this is our exhaust valve. The camshaft opens and closes the intake and exhaust. That's why the cam has to be in timing with the piston. Piston moves up and down, has to pull in intake, fuel and air mixture, it has to combust, and then the spark plug ignites it. As you can see here on the bottom, how it works. The intake valve opens up, lets fuel and air in, and then it combusts and squeezes the fuel and air, and that spark plug right there ignites it and shoves that piston back down. And when the piston comes back up, the exhaust valve opens, and it just repeats that cycle over and over again. So these valves have to be timed correctly with the piston, or else motor will not run. So if we go ahead and look at our timing chain guides, we can see they're a little bit ate up. See this little lip down here? It's supposed to have that lip all the way up and down to guide that timing chain. And I can see that the timing chain, when it jumped off, or maybe even before, maybe this is the reason why it jumped off, it was eating up the lip on the timing chain guides. And then, as you can see, I didn't take this guide out yet, but this lip feels eaten up as well. And then if you look down here into the motor, you can see that little gear right there. That little gear is what controls the timing. So the crankshaft spins while the piston goes up and down, right? And it spins that timing chain right here. Spins the cams all in sync, all in time to open and close the intake and exhaust valves. And these are your rocker arms. This is what the cam lobes ride off of. So the cam lobes will press on these and the rocker arms will open and close the valves. So if you look over here at the head, the cam goes right into the motor like this. It sits there, has bearings on each side. And then the head goes on. Well, the valve cover goes on. Just like that. And when the cam spins, there's lobes on that cam right there, as you can see. There's lobes on that cam right there, as you can see, that open and close the valves that press on these rocker arms right here. Issue. So as you see right now, our valves don't have any visible damage on them. They look perfectly fine, like they are ready to work and they're ready to go. They did not collide with the piston, because if they collided with the piston, they would probably be more bent than this, and you'd also have scuff marks on your piston. So the best way to test if your valves are actually bent or sealing correctly is go ahead and throw that spark plug back in the head, tip the head upside down, take some liquid, There's some liquid in that head right there, and we can see that liquid just pours right on out. So it's looking like our intake is the culprit. So next step is to take the actual jug of the motor off. And the jug refers to the cylinder of the motor, because in a motorcycle motor, typically you have a jug that splits from the actual block. So if you ever damage your cylinder, you don't have to take the piston and the crankshaft out and all the bottom end throughout the bottom end. This makes it really easy to rebuild motorcycle motors. So all you have to do is pull this jug off, and there you are. There's your cylinder. And we are going to reuse the cylinder. I'm just going to take this to a machine shop, and they're going to bore this out to whatever dimension I need to fit the 175 big bore kit in. So that is it for this video today. We went ahead and pulled a jug or cylinder off of the bottom end of the CRF150F. We went ahead and verified there's no excessive damage to the cylinder wall. We went ahead and pulled off our head and verified we do have damage to the intake valve. The intake valve is not sealing correctly, therefore it is losing compression. Remember, our cam rides up here on top of the head. Our cam spins and opens and closes these rocker arms, but it all has to be within time of the crankshaft, so it can open and close the valves at the correct time. These are our timing chain guides. We verified that they are destroyed. The lip on the side of them is completely destroyed, which no longer provides a guide for our timing chain. And we also found out that our timing chain tensioner is not acting or working properly as well. This is our cam gear cover. This is our magneto and side case cover, along with the pickup. This is our connecting rod, which we verified doesn't have very much play. This is our wrist pin and our piston, which we verified the piston does not have very much damage as well. Thank you for watching, everybody. Until next time, part 2 is going to consist of reassembly with the 175cc big bore kit. While we are waiting on that to be shipped here, we are going to take down our cylinder and have it bored out to the specific specifications for the 175cc big bore kit, and we are going to go ahead and have that head sent off so they can put new valves and machine it as needed be. So y'all have a wonderful day and a blessed day, and I will see you guys next time.